My name is Sonya Jacobs, and I'm the marriage and care pastor at Preston. When I was 4 years old, my mother and biological father got a divorce, and that was a very significant experience in my childhood. It was both bitter and sweet because through that experience, my biological father chose to give up his paternal rights to me. My mom had remarried about a year after that, so at 5, I was adopted. My dad introduced my mom and I both to Jesus and to the church, which was very sweet and life-changing for me. Now at 8 years old, alone in my room, I wanted Jesus, and I wanted Jesus to want me. I wanted him to love me. Somewhere inside of all of that, though, I think I missed what the truth of the gospel was, because even though I was choosing to believe in Jesus and I wanted Jesus, I did not understand what his unconditional love for me really was. I kind of went through a string of boyfriends in middle school, and in the middle of all of that, I met this fabulous young man. His name was Warren. We got married at 20 years old, and we found ourselves very young, very married, with for both of us, a lot of dysfunctional habits that had been developed throughout our childhood and teenage years. After becoming a Christian at 8 years old, I really believed in Jesus, so I know that I was saved, but I was not walking in a place where I trusted him. I felt like I needed to earn his love. I felt like I needed to work hard, and I felt that way in every relationship in my life. The approval that I was looking for, I never seemed to find it. The expectation of what I thought marriage was gonna feel like, to be pursued and wanted and all the romance, those things weren't happening. I never talked to anyone about it because I felt like if I was disappointing Jesus, it's because I wasn't doing enough good things. So I just needed to do more good things. So at about 28, Warren and I finally had our first child, and I poured myself into him. So looking again to have this brokenness in me completed and met. And motherhood wasn't where it was. It wasn't there either. I kept trying to fill this void inside of me and to heal this brokenness, and nothing did. My biological father had been in contact with me shortly after I'd given birth, and I think that was one of the catalysts to really start to wake me up. So after I had the conversation with my biological father, the truth of forgiveness made my heart tender. And I began to wonder, could I really forgive him for what he did? Could God really forgive me ever for all of the little things and the big things that I had done? That point was a moment to start to really open up and be honest with myself, be honest with God, be honest with the people in my life, be honest in my marriage, be honest with a counselor for a year and a half, and to just start to then let the Lord in all of those places. He stands at the door and he knocks. And I just left him, I let him into the places I wanted him in, but anywhere I thought he might be upset with me or that he might reject me, I didn't let him in those places. And so at some point, he really convinced me that he loved me unconditionally, and he already knew what was in all those places. And so I let him in, and it changed everything.